see what this news article has to say about this here.
And rapper Lil Durk has been arrested and charged with a murder-for-hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshals Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy.
Yeah, for those of us who don't know, that was the get back supposedly for that was them trying to shoot at Quando Rondo, and then which is like they're supposedly, allegedly, the hit was designated for another individual who was in a car, which was Quando Rondo, who is affiliated with NBA YoungBoy. Y'all don't know who that is? Come on, bro. I think we all know who YoungBoy and him is. We know about the story. If you don't, let me know in the comments on the if we do let me know in the comments on the VOD. Yeah, let me know in the Twitch chat. We can go into depth of that about that. But there's tons of channels who covered that already. Nonetheless, it was sent for Quando Rondo for get back for the King Von situation, but boom, his homeboy got popped instead. That was when the viral video came out where Quando was in the street talking about something. No. Oh, I should have had this one pulled up already, bro. My bad, chat. I should have had that pulled up already, chat. And they memed this shit up though hard. Quando Rondo screaming, no. They did him dirty. Here you go. Look, they did him dirty. This is what happened after the hit. This is after the hit. All right, I'll give you the story. So boom. So basically, yeah, NBA YoungBoy camp was beefing with them. They had like some stuff. I think it was over a chick. We gonna get deep into. I'm gonna do a full breakdown of the story, bro. We'll put it up on the channel, and I'll actually edit that. That's a good idea for a video, but we'll talk about it now. Until then, yo, so boom, 4KT, NBA YoungBoy camp, and King Von and camp, OTF is beefing. This dude Quando Rondo out of ATL got signed with NBA YoungBoy and them. Very vocal, charismatic, you know, on the scene. He was dissing him pretty heavy. This is the clip that they were just talking about, where after he got hit, after they sent the hit to them in California, right? Boom, and then another thing is, bro, it was really. They almost could have got away with it. Really, because the streets were already saying that it was a drug deal gone bad. It was his homeboy had ran off on the pack. Like they had maybe he had somebody to cover for him. They had a good cover story. He has connects in California that set up a counter narrative to kind of clear OTF of any like involvement, right? This is Quando Rondo after the alleged hit, after the alleged hit, or after he got attacked.
Somebody got shot, bro.
I'm pressed.
I get it, but just, can I get some space, please? Hold on.
He was screaming on one part though. He was like, no! They're still trying to question him. So he got a bandana on and everything. You got a bandana, ski mask on. That's why he asking you like, oh, what is your gang connection and shit? They questioning him right after the hit. They're trying to get all the information. Homie really don't want to. His man's got popped. His man's got hit. He was on the other side. He's talking though. It's not a good look on him. But anyway, this is what happened. If there was a more, here you go. Yeah, this is when he was like, he got really emotional. Now this was earlier. This was like, I think this was a couple years. I think this was like a couple years, bro. This might have been like 1 year. This might have been last year. I'll double check when this one happened. This was kind of far back. So they've been investigating for a while. Dang. So and there was a snitch, right? They had a snitch. There was a dude. See this one, when did this shit get uploaded? 2 years ago. This shit happened like 2 years back, right? So boom, that happened 2 years back. And supposedly for 2 years, bro, there's been a member in his camp that was wearing a wire. You feel me? To get a lot of information. This dude, who we'll talk about later, Mr. OTF Jam, ironically, dude named OTF Jam is the one who was
Everyone who
hold
hates
on,
ads
pause.
will be
Yeah,
using
a
this
dude named
phrase.
OTF Jam, right? Who was a member of OTF. He did 12-year bid, right? Dude did a 12-year bid. This dude right here. Oh, okay, so check this video out. This dude right here did the 12.
Count this much.
Tell them what's going on, Jam.
Hey, you know what's so crazy though? Motherfucker be sitting up there doing all this, sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that we did.
How many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years. So much money. We really was just getting that in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
Feel so good, man. 2 lawyers, man.
I can tell them about the building you got.
All right.
Everything.
Man, it's closed on the building, man. We ain't fucking around.
You know that we did it.
The feds was watching. The feds was watching. So boom. So check it, yo. Y'all seen all the money. The dude gave him $50K. That was $50,000. I should have kept it up so we could have been kept to talk about that. That was $50,000 right there that he gave him, right? Another thing is this though. Durk, before he got arrested, that was $50K he gave homeboy for being in jail for 12 years. Okay, for like a murder, putting in work on OTO. The story goes, and another, if y'all want more in depth, there was another channel, bro, that really covers this shit, and that gives a lot.
Rapper
It gives a lot of information. King Yellow, bro, covers a lot of it, and I do recommend his channel as well, so y'all can get into it if y'all want more of the story. But supposedly, oh dude, when he was down for the 12 years, supposedly when OTF Jam was down for when he was down for the 12 years. His baby mama got somebody killed her, right? Or excuse me, unalived her. Excuse my French. Somebody unalived her. And then after that, he was like in jail sick. He's like trying to get people to spin back. Hey yo, y'all do this, y'all do this. He feels like, I think the word on the street is he feels like his mans ain't doing nothing for him on the outside, right? So that is like what a lot of people feel prompted him to wear the wire. So homie was wearing the wire. They had an inside man. The fans had an inside man informant already wearing the wire before the time of this shooting. Yeah, so they had inside text messages, information about the shooting that happened that we just watched over there with Quando Rondo and them. Let the article continue.
After leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted.
In California?
So, I mean, I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
You know, Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with 2 or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
That's crazy.
Mike, you know, one of the things that strikes me about this is Durk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches.
Silence the voice, bro.
But
They done
also,
silence the voice.
a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows, and
he's basically saying he had a stellar 24, but at the same time, that's kind of a sneak diss. Like I'm gonna let him finish, but I think it's coming off like a sneak diss, especially from this ABC. what they about to be is like what they about to explain. I feel like is like, okay, yeah, Dirk was all over the city because he was. And check it. I want to bring up one more point as well. So they saying he was out and about, but he was doing all type of press runs. He had a stellar 2024. He was everywhere. Homie was donating. Oh shit, I gotta turn off my baby monitor. My bad, chat. My bad, chat. Daddy duty on deck. Well, that's yeah. She being taken care of. But yeah. So boom. He donated 150K to governor, and this happened sometime within the year. 150K to Chicago governor, and they not returning the money after he got busted. Another thing is, check this out, chat. Thank you, Zhang. Much love, much love, much love. Check this out, chat. So the dude who did 12 years, right, who wore the wire, the informant, he should have stayed, bro. He should have kept his people, he should have took care of his people better or something, or been on the lookout for that shit or something. But maybe at that time, he wasn't even on to really do nothing. He probably wasn't even in position to really make much shit happen. Everybody dealing with their own shit. But dude, okay, so homeboy who gets out off of the 12-year bid gets 50K. He gives him 50K in cash and is like, hey, get up there. And he's like, hey, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money, bro. You did how long you did? 12 years? Yeah, you just got a lot of money, bro. So shit, that just goes to show you, if y'all stay down 10 toes, y'all stay down handling your business, you can get you 50K when you get out off of a 12-year. Like, what the fuck sense does that make? 12 years, average American, what, even on the low end, making like what? Depends on the regions, but we'll just say, to be safe, 25. 25 is low. 25,000 is like the low end, and that's like the average median income for a lot of low income places is 25,000 per year, right? That's just safe to say. 25,000 per year for a poor for right now. Maybe it was cheaper like in other previous years. We'll give them some leeway. So we'll just say 10,000 a year, bro. 10,000 for the 12 years. He should have given at least, man. The man should at least got 100, right? 120K would have been 10,000 per year for every year that he's down, right? And not to mention he had the loss of his wife to deal with, his child's mother to deal with, So could have gave him some of his loss. So anyhow, he gave his homeboy, this guy, the guy who turns informant, gets 50K for doing 12 years. He probably gave women way more money than that. That's number one too. But anyway, I was gonna say it is on record that he gave the governor of Chicago 150,000, right? So it's like, damn, dude, you gave your man who did 12,000 50K, but the Chicago governor gets 150K. You know what I mean? So people look at that type of shit, and that's where like maybe some of the envious comes up, and they probably would have been envious even if you would have gave him the money and gave him like a whole lot of money anyway. But just looking at that, it's like, bro, that shows how much you value those things. You know what I mean? That's basically showing like, hey man, that's your dumb ass. You shouldn't have done that shit. you should have been smart enough to use your critical thinking to not put in that work. What the fuck? You should have been smart enough to get some other motion going to where, you know what I mean? You wouldn't have been in position to accept this money. You don't admire, like, yeah, bro, that soldier shit, the underling shit, they don't admire that. They're basically saying like, yeah, you could do the underling shit, but you're basically a dummy, a crash dummy. We're gonna pay you like a dummy. So here's your 50,000 for your 12 years of work, and then let me go pay the smart people how much they're worth. All right, Mr. Governor, here's 150K, 3 times that for like not for no time in jail or no work put in on behalf of OTF type shit.
And new music on the way. You just celebrated a birthday, so I'm curious. I mean,
and then let's see if the governor. I want to see if that governor who we gave 150K to is going to actually like do something for his case though. That's another thing. Like, is he going? If he comes back, then okay, maybe it's a solid investment. Otherwise, it just got burned for 150K.
How is the music and entertainment world processing this news? I mean, that had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song "All My Life" with J. Cole, which is pretty much one of his biggest singles that he's had to date. That had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit.
What?
This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with
I don't believe with any of these views, chat. I don't believe it all with these views. I'm just watching what they got to post, man. This is ABC News Live. And I almost want to cut that shit right there, low key. We'll cut it right there because they don't even know what the fuck is going on. They know the basics. That's what we wanted. We just wanted the basic. We wanted to just show that, all right, it's a news headline. So that's one thing happening that's going on. They're talking about that, everything we know. It's an interesting one, bro. It's an interesting story. I'll say that. And it's a big rabbit hole, and I'll try not to go too far deep into that, but we did want to cover a little bit of it and at least get the main story. Now, the fun part. For the fun part. I'm sorry we had to go through that. We had to go through that to get to here. We had to go there to get to here, chat.